Get your CGR shirts and glassware at ClassicGameRoom.com. Classic Game Room is brought to you by Magnum Skywolf. CGR is supported by fans on Patreon. Thank you. Welcome to Classic Game Room, where it's time to break out that tower of power. It's Battletoads for the Sega Genesis, being played with the assistance of the Game Genie. Because who doesn't love more lives? Come on, more toads, more better. Widely regarded as one of the most difficult video games ever created, Battletoads is the definition of NES hard. Originally released in 1991 for the NES, this is the Sega Genesis version, and while Battletoads is from developer Rare, I have a sneaking suspicion it was actually funded by Galoob and Codemasters to sell Game Genies. That's my conspiracy theory anyway. I think I can get to the snake level without one. If I can pick up enough extra lives from bouncing birds against the wall in the tunnel level. At least Battletoads makes it somewhat easy to get extra lives, because you'll really need them. Battletoads is pretty intense, and this is supposedly an easier version of the game than the NES one. So obviously I don't stand a chance on the Nintendo, but I gotta tell you, I really enjoyed the game on the Sega Genesis, despite its insane difficulty and the fact that I actually suck at playing video games. It's a great game. Before the years of making games long for the sake of just being long and then adding DLC to make them even longer, they just made games really difficult. And Battletoads is very difficult, but it's also a fairly substantial game, filled with a wide variety of level types, brilliant colors, and challenges that, given some time, you will eventually overcome once you memorize them, assuming you have halfway decent reflexes. And a Game Genie helps. It's like this epic mashup of side-scrolling beat-em-up, side-scrolling platformer, and racing game. So at least I'm good at 1 out of the 3, right? It's still not enough. Battletoads requires repeat gameplay and memorization. This game was meant to keep you hooked for months. And it'll still do that because of its creative level design and amazing music. This was released as part of the Rare Replay for Xbox One. You can also get Battletoads games for the Game Gear and the Game Boy. Surfing frogs? What'll they think of next? How about giant death snakes? What's the purpose behind these things? Why fill a pit with robot death snakes when the hover scooters should do the job? I really like the music in Battletoads. I was actually inspired to play this game after Derek Langley sent the Battletoads soundtrack on vinyl, which is incredible, by the way. The Genesis version sounds good, but the vinyl has even more dynamic range. Sounds great. Complete review of this thing coming soon, except now it'll just bring back nightmares of me dying over and 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 over again. Now, if you compare this to the NES version, the Genesis or Mega Drive version of Battletoads is more colorful and vibrant for sure. There's greater detail, and I think the music sounds better. I think the additional blast processing just makes this version of the game play better. Even though the NES one is still very good, I'll review that separately. Fancy your chances? You know, she's got great cleavage, but a weird-ass smile. Ah, she's terrifying! No wonder the Battletoads are trying to destroy her. Everyone's favorite knockoff Ninja Turtles. I think they even had their own TV show back in the day. There's a couple different Battletoads games. Personally, I like the Battletoads and Double Dragon one a lot. Reviewed that a year or two ago. That was a lot of fun. The arcade machine is also really good. This is a great game if you're looking for a challenging game that's well made, which will put you in your place. This will take some time to defeat, even with the Game Genie. It's tough. And I've got a classic game room shout out and thank you going all the way to Mark from Rangeville, Australia. Thank you, Mark. Battletoads is a game that everyone watching this show should play because it will put all other games in perspective. Everything else is easy compared to Battletoads. You can play two-player, but that gameplay dies fast during the racing sequences because somebody dies and then you have to restart the level. Fun game, it lives up to its reputation. Battletoads! Thanks again, Mark. I love the soundtrack, so thanks to Derek for that, and I'll see you in the review of Battletoads for the NES soon. I'm a glutton for punishment. Also, that smile has to be stopped. There's something wrong with it. Visit Classic Game Room every day for the CGR game of the day. Classic Game Room is supported by fans on Patreon. Thank you. Now prepare for the Lord Carnage Club, where I celebrate these backers on Patreon by shouting their name in a volcano! Derek Langley. Beer is the trick. Stephen Chucknick. From New Jersey. Michael Fernandez. People not named Michael Fernandez aren't Michael Fernandez. Al Stiver. Woo! EDM. Jason from British Columbia. Philipp Straubenmueller from Vienna, Austria. Cue the thunder. Jeff, Captain Dauntless, Briar. Cue the lava. I don't know what lava sounds like. It sounds like this. Jack Stavris from Australia. Ohad Kane, Master of Thunder. Chip Sankvale, Fighter of Space Bees. Woo! Rick DeBarros gets the extra disco. Michael and Arianna Nelson, Fighters of the Future. That's enough disco, because now it's time to shout, Busy Signal! That's right, and keep the volume loud and the party rocking for Sean Zoltek. Really? No. Sean Zoltek! Sergio Matthias Hergert! Tubular. Will.